Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira is a fight that a lot of people have been waiting for, and to a lot of people, it's a no-brainer on who would win. Let's check out some of the reactions and predictions for that fight.
I've been saying this. I said this at the press conference. For me, it's the gloves. And when I said something about the pillow gloves, you can't hide behind you can't guard the same way you guard in kickboxing and MMA. You have to be able to use your brain, move out the shots. And also, my striking style is a lot different in MMA than kickboxing. That's why I've had so much success as a kickboxer in MMA, because I don't strike like them. But also, again, this is mixed martial arts. So yeah, I can elbow, I can use my knees, I can get in the clinch and stay in the clinch. Yeah, there's a lot more that's different in this game, and people can just look at the past, the finish, and
dias, né? Teoricamente, né, tem que treinar todos os dias, tá ali, às vezes fica longe de família, porra, sabe? E chegar ali tem que dar o melhor, sabe? Empolgar essas pessoas. Mas, porra, pode deixar que eu vou fazer ele lutar. Eu vou fazer ele lutar na próxima vez. Se ele não lutar, porra, o final dele vai ser pior.
Because the distance and the timing and all that does change for mixed martial arts, because there are takedowns involved. You can do a lot more. You know, there's leaning somebody against the cage. There's top. There's bottom. So I think for Israel, he's gonna have to use it. He's gonna have to use.
Looks like they may be fighting next. So, given their history, you know, they already fought twice in kickboxing. Do you think that Alex has a mental advantage going into this MMA fight, or is it completely different because it was years ago and it was in kickboxing?
Well, I think this fight will be a kickboxing fight. Like, unless Izzy's going to just shoot for takedowns, then Alex is, he's Brazilian. So we got to figure that he knows some type of jiu-jitsu. I mean, I don't know.
Well, he does train with Glover.
Right, yeah, so exactly. Yeah, he trains with Glover, but he's Brazilian and he's been living in Brazil. So, and I think he had an MMA fight like 12 years ago. That was his only loss, but he's a kickboxer. So, like, I'm sure he's been training jiu-jitsu all this long time. So, like, I'm pretty sure he's good off his back. And he knows how he's been working on or know how to stop takedown defense. And Izzy's not like a power wrestler or anything. So, this one looked like it's going to be a kickboxing match also. With that being said, is that, Alex is going to look to stalk him, and he doesn't move back a lot. He stays in the pocket and looks to slip and roll and trade punches. So it's going to be either is he going to come out and try to point fight him, or Alex going to get in his face and find his shot, because I think he's definitely going to stay in his face, and it's going to be
an interesting fight because, like, oh man, I guess a big thing is going to be how Alex takes shots, how he handles the shots from Adesanya with the smaller gloves, because it's not like Adesanya had a hard time, like impossibly hard time hitting Alex in their kickboxing fights. So we'll see how he takes the shots, and then, but like I said, Adesanya's got some of the best defensive striking in the game. I'm looking forward to the fight, actually. It's punch and kick each other.
Israel's Adesanya's performance.
He won. I mean, I don't know if it was the performance that that he wanted to give or that he was selling leading into that fight. And the other thing is, I don't think his opponent was very aggressive either. So it takes two to make a great fight.
Do you think that's starting to happen with Israel, where, like, you see Romero didn't really come forward and Cannonier didn't come forward? Do you think he started entering that Anderson phase where people kind of freeze up in front of him?
Yeah, it's interesting. It won't happen in the next fight.
I'm going to ask your thoughts on that.
There aren't, when you're sitting here in my position, you can't give too many guarantees. I could say stylistically on paper, this should be, we feel this is going to be, I guarantee you. I absolutely positively guarantee you that the next fight that Israel Adesanya fights will be absolutely bad.
Really great. His evolution in MMA has been really cool to watch. And I actually trained with a guy that was his UFC debut, Rob Wilkinson. He's fighting in the PFL 205 tournament. He's ranked number 1 right now, fighting August 5th or 6th, I believe. But that was Adesanya's debut, and I watched that fight. And Rob's a very big guy. He fights at 205 now, but he fought Izzy at 185. And the wrestling pressure that he put on Izzy. I feel him in the training room, and the guy's an absolute beast. You know, when he gets on you, he's super strong, super relentless. So I went back and watched that fight with him and Izzy, and he put that same strong pace, relentless pace on Izzy, trying to take him down. And I know what that feels like. And Izzy was able to stuff the majority of his takedowns and wear him out. So that's really impressive. You know, it opened my eye to how good Izzy's takedown defense is, and how good of an MMA fighter he is. You know, when he gets in there, and the evolution of his game has, you know, proved worthy, and he is the champ. And I'm really looking forward to that fight with Pereira, him and Pereira. And it's an opportunity for him to right a couple wrongs, and an opportunity for the best striker in the world to go prove that, you know, he can be an MMA champion, which is just crazy to me that, you know, everybody's road is different. I don't want to say he had an easy road, but to be able to go in and fight a guy like Sean Strickland at number 4, who's just going to stand up with you, yeah, really plays to his favor. And now he gets to fight for the world title, when I do believe there's so many guys in that weight class that would fight him smarter and give him a much more difficult fight. But at the same time, yeah, the guy is, in my opinion, the best striker in the world. One of, for sure, if not the best striker in the world. And that fight's going to be awesome.
So there's a lot at stake for both men in this fight, and it's going to be one of the most talked about events of the year. It might even have a chance at being Fight of the Year.
For watching, guys, and until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon.